everybody, what's up? Trying something a little bit different today. This is different from our normal setup. I'm actually talking to you, which is different, but apparently that's a thing that you have to do on the internet to grow as a channel or something. I don't know. I'm not really, the most sociable person on the planet. I'll be the first to admit that. But I hope you enjoy this new format, and let's get right into it, shall we? Okay, so today in the garden we're going to be digging our daffodil bulbs. Now, there are a lot of reasons that you might want to dig daffodil bulbs. It could just be that they've been growing in this one spot for years and years and years, and they've multiplied so much they're kind of crowded and it's just time to dig them up. I just found that in some established patches that as they multiply, the number of flowers seems to go down because, those little bulbs in there are starting to get really close to each other and packed and cramped and all that. So you might need to dig them up. Maybe you're moving, maybe you just need more space and you got to put them somewhere else. There's really a lot of reasons you could need to move daffodils. For me personally, they're a huge space hog. A couple years ago, I want to say about 3 years ago, is back, during the start of my channel, I planted about 250 daffodil bulbs in my backyard, which of course that's a lot of daffodil bulbs for anybody, much less somebody with a tiny backyard. And it's a lot of space to dedicate to a flower that only blooms for, a few weeks in the springtime. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to be digging up those daffodil bulbs and moving them somewhere else. As I've already mentioned, I did not have the space at my house for these daffodil bulbs, so my dad actually came over and he is digging these up. Those are the hands you see. They're not my hands. My dad was in another video, I think it was the lily bulbs, and somebody said, sorry babe, you've got man hands. And I was just like, I literally said, that's my dad. Did you even listen? Did you even watch the video? Sometimes I wonder if people even watch the video. Anyway, it's whatever. I probably do got man hands. Oh well, that's life. Sometimes you got man hands, sometimes you don't. The process of going about removing these daffodil bulbs it's really pretty simple. Now, I'm honestly not sure when the exact best time to do this is, so I'm just kind of guessing. Of course, you want to wait till your bulbs have reached dormancy. Of course, they are going to bloom in the springtime. You're going to wait till that foliage dies back naturally. It is so important to wait till that foliage dies back naturally because that foliage is going to grab up all the sunlight and really just start putting the energy and nutrients into next season's flowers. So you don't want to cut that green growth back. We want to keep that until the plants naturally die back. My guess would be really that any times the plants have already naturally died back and are dormant, the bulbs are dormant, would be a good time to dig them. I'm personally digging them at the beginning of October. So I'm not sure the fall was too late or not. It's just one of those things. I'm sure it's different depending upon your climate, where you live, all that good stuff. What I'm going to do is take a shovel or something like that, and I'm going to gently, keyword gently, dig around the area where I've planted these daffodil bulbs. You want to be extra careful to make sure you get nice and deep, because remember, in most cases, daffodil bulbs are buried pretty deep compared to some other bulbs. Of course, you want to make sure you're not going to hit those with your shovel and cut them in half and ruin some of your bulbs, so you got to be extra careful with that. Once I've loosened the soil, I was able to dig these bulbs out. Should I say my dad was. He was just using his hands. He should have gloves on. I've told him that, but he just ignores me and says I'm crazy. If you've messed with flower bulbs any length of time, you know that daffodils do have some toxins in them. They're toxic. That's one of the reasons mice and deer do not eat them. And of course that toxin can irritate your skin, so it's always best to go ahead and just, put some gloves on. Better safe than sorry. I know I'm always talking about, garden safety and everything, but I mean, what's the point of having a beautiful garden if it's going to make you feel bad? Bulbs were out of the ground. We just let them dry out a couple of days in the sunlight. This might not be necessary for you if you're directly replanting again. The main reason for me to do this was that I have this really heavy clay soil, and we wanted to give the bulbs a good wash before we planted them elsewhere. There is another daffodil planting video coming soon, so be on the lookout for that. As you can see, these bulbs come up in large masses or clusters. You can actually break these clusters apart and get more bulbs to plant in your new location. Hopefully this video was helpful. I'm not quite sure if it was. If you liked it, be sure to leave your comments down below. Let me know all about this. Have you ever done this before? How did it go for you? If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. I'm making new videos all the time. Sometimes it's gardening, sometimes it's soap making. You never really know what it's going to be. We are trying to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Hopefully we can do it. I hope that you guys are having such an amazing day, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye guys.